the most monstrous champions in the history of International World Class Championship Wrestling. His name is, of course, Tony Atlas. This guy is a monster. T.D. Maddison, 240 pounds from Madison Avenue, New York City, has got the greatest challenge of his young, budding career as he faces the 285-pounder Tony Atlas, former Mr. USA, former World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, now, of course, the International World Class Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. You see the Boston Bad Boy there, proudly holding up that belt, and the action's about to begin. T.D. Maddison signifying that he'd like a hold of that belt. So would a lot of other people. You're going to have to get by a very tough, very experienced ring veteran in this guy, Tony Atlas. We are jam-packed here, and the crowd is really on T.D. Maddison's side. We will see just how far that support is going to carry him, however. Maddison, as we indicated, pretty much a newcomer to the world of professional wrestling. Tony Atlas, far from being a newcomer, and they're just about to tie up now as the Boston Bad Boy makes his way gingerly outside the ring. He will stay nearby his champion, and they tie up. Collar and elbow tie up. Atlas has got Maddison backed up against the ropes. He will surely not clean. He did. I was about to say he wasn't about to break cleanly, but he did, and it's a big surprise as he flexes those massive pectoral muscles. This guy, as we said, is an incredible monster. Incredible tricep development of just about every muscle on that massive body. And he easily pushes back T.D. Maddison into the ropes. Thought he was about to rip off that shirt there. Not much to it. And a lot to cover. Christopher Cruz here nearby ringside. Ox Baker will be joining us just a little bit later in the hour. The collar and elbow tie-up now, and a standing side headlock. Atlas whips Maddison over to the mat. Look at the arms. Look at the huge arms. There have been some who call their arms 24-inch pythons. This guy, Atlas, is at about 25, 26 easily. And he's squeezing, and Maddison squeezing Atlas as well. He backs him up into the ropes. Let's see what happens here. Atlas has indicated a clean break. Maddison doesn't want it. A whip into the far rope. Atlas easily with a football tackle, and Maddison is down. Atlas again to the ropes. And again. Maddison catches him, and Atlas is really surprised. There's Atlas hanging under the ropes and screaming at the crowd. You can't really blame him. And we're about to be joined shortly now by Ox Baker, who has made his way to ringside. Ox, welcome to the program here on International World Class Championship Wrestling. We are seeing this championship match with a 285-pound champion, Tony Atlas. And as we indicated, T.D. Maddison has a real challenge ahead of him.
Well, you know, when you're the champion, everybody is out after you, and naturally this man, if he could get a win over Tony Atlas tonight, would have... but Tony Atlas looks like he's in too great a shape.
He really does, but a flip outside the rope, and Maddison looks like he's on top. Boston Bad Boy and Tony Atlas conferring quickly.
Well, you know, Tony's trying to say, take it easy. This man has a few tricks up his sleeve, but don't worry, we'll get him sooner or later. That's the way I used to do it when I was managing. I tell him, man, slow down a little bit. You know, the man is keyed up. He wants a win over the champion. You can't hardly blame him.
Easy to lose your perspective inside the ring, and that's why I think T.D. Maddison may be at a disadvantage since Tony Rumble is out the ring advising Atlas. Atlas, who has now torn off his shirt to some extent, and look at that pectoral development. This guy is incredible.
Well, you know, anytime you work out at the gym 4 or 5 hours a day like Tony Atlas, he's in fantastic shape. He keeps himself in shape. And the other man is a pretty fair wrestler, but he's against a man that is overpowering him at this time.
A crashing blow. This guy, Maddison, is going to learn a lot today here in the ring. Atlas is a willing teacher and slams him into the turnbuckle. Atlas, as well, Ox, has, as well as muscular development, has that certain meanness to him. A belly-to-back suplex. Well, Maddison almost jackknifed.
Yeah,
I'm sure you know what meanness is all about.
Yes, I had a lot of meanness in my life because the fans are yelling and screaming. They realize the man is too powerful for the other man. They would like to knock him out, but Tony Atlas is a great athlete. All over the world, he showed that he's one of the best. He has the belt at this time. This young man is in there with a star. And look at that headbutt off that rope.
Right off the second rope, and that has got to just really daze Maddison. My notes tell me that this guy Maddison has a degree from Harvard Law School. You got to wonder if he's wondering at this point whether he should have stuck to the fairly safe practice of law. Very few headbutts in that profession.
Well, see, he's out of it right now. He doesn't know where he's at. He'd like to take a minute's rest. But Tony, the champion that he is, what you've got to do, he's going to stay on his man. Now he's showing it to people, right? He knows his man is beaten, but he wants to show to people what hard work in the gym does.
That most muscular pose, you can see that.
Oh, yeah. He's like me. I've got to spend 5 minutes in the gym every day. I've got to do that.
You look around and see if everything's clean, all the towels are picked up, and then you head back out.
Well, you see, I don't take a shower every day, but I do take a lot of sauna baths. But I'm there for 5 minutes, and I do watch the guys work out, and some of them are very interested. Oh, he's slamming his head down into that mat.
You got to wonder at what point the referee is going to stop in and say maybe Maddison just can't handle it anymore. Fans, don't go away. We'll be right back right here with more of International World Class Championship Wrestling. There's a distracting Boston bad boy. Look at those, laying those solid forearms right into the chest of T.D. Maddison.
You know, when you can hear him this far away, you know that he's driving him and it's hurting the man. A lot of people say they don't hurt each other. That man is hurt at this time.
We saw the expression there on the face of the referee, Tom Fornini. He looked like he was in pain just watching those crashing blows. This, again, an indication of the meanness, the kind of disrespect sometimes that Tony Atlas
has. Look, he's slapping his face.
And that's disrespectful as well.
Yeah, they got away from the action. They shouldn't have got. They want to see that manager all the time. I want to see Tony Atlas in it. I know, Ox Jr., you want to see Tony Atlas too.
And we see Atlas needed help. An elbow right to the throat of T.D. Maddison.
Well, you talked about his meanness. Maybe he gets some from his manager also.
Good training. This T.D. Maddison comes from a family of doctors. Two of his sisters are doctors, both of his parents as well.
There's that full Nelson. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get out of that full Nelson.
He may wish they were chiropractors after this.
When he locks them big pythons around you, I can tell you right now, you wish he was back in school. Yeah.
This is going to have to be it. Maddison is trying to power his way out of it. And look, he's maybe successful.
Wait a minute. This would be a first as far as I know.
Maybe if he could sit out. It looks like he's backing Atlas into the turnbuckle. He does. And we'll see if Maddison could do something now. But he's got Atlas at a disadvantage. Rams the shoulder into Atlas's midsection. An Irish whip into the far turnbuckle. And now Maddison up on the second rope. He's hesitating a little bit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 blows to the top of the head. Boston Bad Boy's beside himself. And Atlas is down.
Strictly against the rules. I wish they'd obey the rules around it. I always obey the rules when I wrestle. I can't understand these referees.
Just like Tony Atlas always obeys the rules.
Shut up, Ox Jr. I don't want to even talk to you right here.
Rumble had to slap Atlas there. Now Atlas is chewing on the outside of the ring.
He's working him up. He said that man should be home.
Good camera work there. As you can see Atlas saying, "Whoa, wait a minute, timeout." And the referee says, "We got to have a conversation about the rules, folks. No timeouts in this great sport of ours."
Right.
Now, Atlas, here's the smile. Is this guy a master psychologist or what in the ring? And Maddison, after getting those tremendous beatings off, is actually considering shaking Atlas's hand.
You see, that's just a ploy. He's stalling for time. I think a couple of them punches on the turnbuckle hurt him. He's stalling for time. I think he's got his breath back now. He's ready, what I call, for the kill.
I think whatever the outcome of this match, Maddison has got to say, I've learned a lot. Let's see if he can maybe up.